waiting for the world.
Ooh, what's this smell?
Ugh, what is that stench? It's fantastic.
Hey out there, I'm the Loud House Critic, one guy with 1,000 views and all the episodes I must review. Are we having so much fun in the month of March? Good, because honestly, we're moving on to our Lola Loud episode.
A pretty girl is like a rhapsody. Her gentle presence fills the air. A flower in spring, your heart wants to sing. She's that special girl you want to know. A pretty face, a joy forever. A precious poem that will not die. You're under her trance with only one glance. Such grace, such charm, such savoir-faire. She's Miss Wonderful. None can compare.
Love Stinks. The 49th episode from season 6 and the 295th episode. Now, when reading the plot of this episode, I thought this episode was going to stink so bad itself as an outhouse, but honestly, I would consider this a high recommendation of watching this episode because this episode doesn't stink so bad as it should have been. Especially when it comes to Lola and a skunk. And to give it to everybody straight, this actually ended season 6 on a really good note. A really, very good note. But does this episode smell good as peppermint candy? But does it stink so bad as a sewage plant? Let's scratch and sniff and find out. But before I can move on, I managed to actually bring my favorite hockey puck player onto the episode review since he actually does like Lola Loud episodes.
Hello everybody, I am back once again to do another episode with the Loud House Critic with my favorite character on the show, Lola Loud. And this time I will be reviewing Love Stinks. And when I first heard this episode, I was like, what the hell? Seriously? Of all the animals that Lola could hang out with, they chose a skunk? That would have actually made more sense for a Lana episode, not a Lola episode. But hey, you never know, this could be a very good Lola Loud episode. And speaking of that, will third time be the charm? Not including Great Lake Freakouts, but the previous episodes I have reviewed, On Thin Ice was a horrible, offensive episode, and Prize Fighter was a mediocre Lola episode. Will this episode break it? Third time is the charm. Anyways, I'm ready to do this.
Well then, let's get on scratching and sniffing.
And it only took 3 hours tonight. A bedtime routine record.
How in the hell could she actually take all that makeup up with one swipe of her arm?
Damn, only 3-hour bedtime routine as a new world record. I wonder what her previous world record was.
That's gotta be Lana.
Yeah, what's that smell? Well, it's not hard to imagine, especially when you read the title of the episode. And what does that tell us?
Oh god, that smells so bad in there. I need to get the hell out of there and stay out of their room.
Fuck this shit! I'm going to the front of the tray, where the fumes from another penguin's ass won't burn off my eyebrows. The asshole smell like 8 cans of orca shit.
Lilac spice makes everything nice.
Oh, I just love those things so much. I have a shitload of these things back at my place. And when it's so much quieter around the house, I would actually light those things and I would turn my ambience on and just relax to it as I'm sniffing this stuff, especially when I meditate.
It's time for Lola to go to Betty Bye. What the hell? There is a goddamn skunk in Lola and Lana's room? How the hell did no one in the house but Lola notice the smell? Because that makes total sense, am I right?
Yeah, think about how horrifying this is as you're camping out in the woods and you suddenly wake up to find a skunk near you.
Yeesh, Lols, you scared me. I thought it was an emergency. There is a skunk on my Egyptian cotton sheets.
And that's bad.
I cannot imagine a bigger emergency! That's just Anne!
And, shit, how often are you gonna keep giving animals names? You might as well be naming a stray dog Grover Dangerfield.
No respect at all.
She caught a cold in the park where she lives and I figured, why not let her bunk with us till she feels better? Fine. Just keep her away from my stuff. Skunks are so gross. It'll only be for a little bit. You won't even know she's here.
Oh yeah, remember when Lincoln said that in season 1, One Flew Over the Loud House? He says when someone gets sick, they turn into zombies. Well, apparently, Anne sneezes, and she does not act like a zombie at all. She just acts like she's normally sick. So basically, that's more proof that One Over the Flu from season 1 is non-canon. How the hell is this episode even the most popular episode of the whole show? This episode has aged very poorly. How the hell did Lola manage to sleep with a nose pin on her nose?
I'll tell you this, Michael. She would have suffocated to death if she was actually sleeping. She must be breathing through her mouth. Then again, in a certain episode from season 2, she actually does snort. Then again, I don't know if that's actually true or not. Maybe that was the only way to make the episode even worse.
Aw, come on, Anne! You gotta drink this sausage slop smoothie to get your strength up! Here, watch! You don't know what you're missing.
Oh dear lord, that is disgusting. I don't blame the skunk for not wanting to drink that. I don't want to drink it either.
Hey, Lana, one of my sows is birthing a jumbo litter of piglets. They're popping out faster than Meemaw running barefoot on hot cement. Grab your mitt. I need me a catcher.
Okay, I don't know much about pig birth, but I'm pretty sure they do not come out that quickly.
I don't know about that for sure, Michael, but I can tell you it's probably as fucked up as this.
Do me a solid and watch Anne.
I'm pretty fucking shocked that Lana's face instantly dried right after Lola just spit right in her face. Such is a case like this.
He's with Asa? Yeah. It's bad for a young man and lady to be alone together.
You mean he'll...
And by the way, can men really dry their mustache off like this? And can they really have big bushy mustache like that too?
Oh, you're serious?
Ah, she gets it from her father. Now I see the resemblance. They both can feel so much like a dude stick in times.
Please, I'll up my bathing to twice a month.
And use deodorant?
Sure.
Okay.
Are you sure Lana is actually going to bathe this time? Okay, does anyone at the age of 7 actually use deodorant? I didn't really start using deodorant until I was about 10.
Normally I would doubt that, Michael, but honestly, Lana would never bathe so much in her entire fucking life, which I hope she does in the future, otherwise she's gonna get really sick. I mean, she did actually enjoy it one time during Sister Act. I don't know if it's actually gonna be the best for her in the future.
God damn.
Liam, I'm on my way.
Give it in, Lola, you know you care.
Don't do that. I'm resisting you. Don't make me like you. I don't want to like you now.
I guess you can have some. You like that, huh?
Oh my god, that skunk actually loves that milk. Oh, I can't drink milk. I will get horribly sick if I do.
Well, it is a wild favorite animal, Michael. So much likely when you're wild, you can take what you get. That's why it's so important when you go on camp and you're supposed to pack away your trash and never leave it lying on the ground anywhere. So many people have learned that the hard way.
I might be a while, so run along and do whatever it is skunks do.
Is that the Lola Loud?
Miguel, darling. Just who I was looking for.
Since when does Lola actually know Miguel? I know he's a friend of Lenny, but how does he know Lola and how does Lola know Miguel? Since when has this ever became addressed to us? I'm sorry, that kind of feels like it was out of nowhere.
Thank God Lenny is not in this scene at all, because if she was, she would have ruined this episode.
The Little Miss Room Freshener pageant is coming up, and I thought, what a great opportunity to change my signature scent.
Nothing like a good welcome comeback pose since the pilot episode of The Loud House. At least somebody actually remembers The Loud House.
That's literally the same pose she has for years.
We actually just restocked a bunch of perfumes that are a lot like you. Sassy with a spritz of heart.
Yes! She fucking did it! She's got the red hearts in her eyes just like Lana and Lori did. They finally did it to Lola. Gotta save this image from one of the cutest imageries I've ever seen on Lola.
Hey! Ah! My scarf!
Oh god, a skunk is fighting a human in the mall.
Oh!
Drop the scarf!
Damn, I'm surprised the skunk obeyed Lola's rules.
Well, there's something you don't see every day.
If you're gonna spend the day with me, we might as well try and do something about your smell. Ooh, feisty Frisia. You have decent taste for a skunk. We'll take 2, Miguel.
Yeah, normally I would say perfume or cologne doesn't even do the trick to actually get rid of the skunk smell. Normally it'd be tomato juice, or in other words, when people actually keep them as pets, they actually do manage to find a way to cut off their scent gland, so the whole entire place doesn't stink up. Which clearly, I'm not sure if there's actually a bed around in Royal Woods that can actually do this to a skunk, but somehow it wouldn't hurt to actually do so. And maybe likewise, Lola can actually keep this around as a pet.
Fabulous!
I definitely agree with Lola. Fabulous.
Fabulous!
Oh, that never gets old.
I've got no words about this hairstyle. I mean, honestly, I prefer this hairstyle over that.
Daddy, be a doll and bring our bags in for us. We are exhausted from shopping. Please and thanks.
Sure thing, honey. Wait, was that a skunk?
Oh, you just figured that out just now? Wow, sometimes I realize that stupidity can be a really missed opportunity.
Survey says...
Tag, you're dead.
Ugh. Being fabulous is a lot of work. I need a beauty nap.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I would be coming home from shopping. I would be pissed off and tired as hell.
I'm not one to brag, but I never knew Lola could actually have a nap. And I have no reason why she's switching to her PJs. If I wanted to take a nap to get rid of any migraine, I just sleep on the top of my blankets with my clothes still on. And you know, personally, I never was so much of a napping person back then when I was young.
What are you doing? You're fabulous too! So get up here, girl!
Lola is serious about to sleep with the skunk.
Wow, whatever happened to Charles? Stay the fuck off my bed. And suddenly you allow a skunk to actually be on your bed? Especially from the very beginning when you were freaked out by one.
So, you should know, Auntie Lola is rarely wrong, but I totally misjudged you.
Shit, don't you always? As bad as Lincoln jumps into way many conclusions and suddenly he fucks up in the very end.
Skunks are supposed to be all smelly and gross, but you're sweet and elegant, like moi. That's French for me.
Yeah, we get the French word.
Speaking of which, Anne is an okay name, but what about something more elegant, like, Antoinette?
Yeah, I honestly still prefer Anne.
Yet apparently I never had a name. My mother used to call me Jonathan before she was eaten by Yogi the Bear.
It's settled then. Sleep well.
Oh, hey-oh, did she just kiss a skunk? I don't know what I could come to think about that. That'd be as scary as about kissing a tiger.
Lols.
If you touch me again, I'm gonna rip your goddamn
overalls off.
Sorry, I was just trying to wake you up. Then I noticed you had a bat in the cave.
Hold it. Stay away from me, Lana.
I'm happy to see you and Anne getting along, but it's time to release her back into the wild. What?
Oh, I believe I slipped my disc again. Oh, goddamn.
I mean, why would you do that? 'Cause she's feeling better. No, absolutely not.
What the hell are you talking about? She was feeling better when you were with her. What's the dealio?
We've done some serious bonding today, and I want to keep her around, so. It's for her own good, Lols. Skunks need fresh air and a balanced diet. If it's too tough for you, I can handle the release.
You know, Lana is right, Lola. Like I said, she is a wild animal.
Oh, it's not that hard for Lana. Then again, it pretty much was when it came to Animal House, and then suddenly she actually realized what she had to do in the very end of that episode. But Lola decides to release Anne back into the wild. However, with the bond she actually formed with the skunk, how do you think this is actually going to turn out to a kid who gets to attach to somebody or something when it comes down to this kind of routine?
This is going to be tough for Lola, isn't it?
Well, here we are. Home sweet home. Got you a little something to, remember me by.
Well, Lola, it was definitely for the best. Skunks need to live in the wild.
Antoinette, that's a designer bag! Take it and go!
I don't love you! Go!
Lola, don't cry. It's alright if you feel a little trepidation. Sometimes these things don't need explanation.
I can't do this!
Yep, I knew she wasn't gonna let her go. I know how that feels. Especially for a movie I have actually seen 5 times in theaters. But not with an animal, but with a robotic toy instead. And of course, we already know what cliche this is actually going to lead up into, since when season 4 started to be stupid about it.
I'll be back after class. And I'll run home later and grab some of your scented toiletries.
Oh, how bakes a differ. You think anybody's not even going to notice the skunk is actually in the school, especially when they smell it out.
Yeah, I'm surprised nobody has freaked out about the smell yet.
Hell, even I could smell anybody's hairspray or perfume that they spray too much onto them. And let me tell you, that's not going to get anybody turned on.
Okay, I'll get more oat milk too.
And that's why you don't kiss a skunk, Lola.
Yeah, that's the type of face I would be making if I'm actually going to be kissing a skunk for 50 grand.
Ready for math? Lana! You scared me.
Don't you just love a good twist when someone says it and then someone else actually said the same word that this person already said before?
1 for 1 for the twins scaring each other.
My bad. Hey, can I leave my pocket dirt in your locker? Mine's already full, and the dirt is heavy today. No, I mean, no. I'll help you carry it.
What the hell? How did that bag become full when Lana dropped that? That was clearly a small patch of dirt. There is no way in hell that it should be full.
Yeah, I'm already sensing a regret about this. And at this point, what can possibly go wrong? Well, the skunk actually escapes Lola and Lana's locker, and it's already perfectly clear about what this is going to be now. Then again, I don't think it drags too much.
Antoinette!
Ahem. Everything okay, Miss Loud?
Oh god, not Principal Huggins.
Fine! Totally perfectly fine.
Well, please be more careful where you throw things.
Is this supposed to be Principal Hudgens? Because the last time I remember, he had a wig that looked like he ripped off a grizzly bear's penis that was sitting on his head. Or has that been thrown out the window? Lola decides to go skunk hunting for Antoinette.
I know, right? Antoinette!
Okay, now you're ruining people's lunches. But hey, maybe that's revenge for Principal Huggins did to Lola.
President Lincoln turned to the crowd and valiantly said, "Crud on a cracker, it reeks in here!"
Hey, that's not exactly what Abraham Lincoln said, dipshit. Sorry, I'm just fucking around.
Ew! What's that smell? I think it's coming from the vents!
Oh, so now people are starting to smell the skunk smell.
I think it's safe to say that Antoinette is somewhere in the air vent, and I don't know exactly how the hell that she even got up in there. So Lola decides to go into the vent to find Antoinette. And it would almost be so much as scary if Lucy actually does show up in this air vent. But other than her, she has another sister that's on her trail.
You know he's on your trail.
Whoa, your throat is in your mouth? That's kind of a weird digestive system. At first, she wasn't afraid of spiders, and then again, she actually was afraid of spiders. Not sure if I call it derailment or not, but whatever it is, we're starting to see more of Lola's vulnerable side.
I'm not really sure that's actually skunk tracks, but whatever.
Bean it, copper.
You know, seeing the shot of Lola going through all these vents kind of reminds me of a Pac-Man game, except it isn't a Pac-Man game. It's actually some kind of game that you actually got to play a guy who's actually under the ground and you got to make your way up to the top of the surface. And you got to use some kind of air pump to actually pump your enemies up until they blow up, and so you can reach the top of the surface.
Yeah, all right.
My God, America is imploding.
I wish Scooby-Doo would have had the audacity to do this.
Watch your Scooby-Doo, we're gonna follow you. You're gonna solve that mystery. We see you, Scooby-Doo, we're coming after you. Watch your Scooby-Doo.
Run the AC full blast, Cheryl. We're gonna knock that smell out.
I'm not so sure if the whole entire school is aware that there's actually a skunk in this building, or the fact that they don't even know what it is or where the hell it's actually coming from. If you're smart enough to actually have a good sense of smell to tell what's a skunk, what's dirty laundry, and what smells like sewage.
Excuse me.
Then I guess you'd be smart enough to know what it is.
No, not the AC!
Look out, Lola. Here you go.
Lana? I knew it! The weird smell, the way you've been acting.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
You brought Anne here instead of the park, didn't you? It's Antoinette, and no, I just love crawling around in air vents. It helps me get my steps in.
Not buying it.
Okay, yes, I did. Lola, how could you? I've never felt this way about a friend before.
So it actually took you 6 seasons to realize that you actually have feelings for an actual friend. Even if it's not a human being, when it's actually an animal as your friend. I guess I could say Lana actually must have been the same way too, but with Lola, whatever happened to Cricket, Melly, Claudette, and maybe Lindsay Sweetwater. Aren't those even considered her friends? Because honestly, those friends that she had in Frenzy barely had even names. Likely, they don't even show up again.
Well, that is kinda true. I mean, Lola doesn't really have a lot of friends. Really, the only friend she really has is Mel and, Cricket.
We have so much in common. It's like she's a stinkier mini-me.
Oh yeah, you can smell all right.
What's that supposed to mean? Nothing, I'm just saying. Hey.
Lana, I can't let her go. Now, are you gonna help me find her or not?
Fine, but I'm the animal expert, so if we're gonna find her, you'll need to follow my lead.
If we're gonna find that skunk,
There's only one thing to do.
Yeah, of all the characters that you would think that will do animal stuff, Lana will be the first person to do that stuff, not Lola.
You had Auntie Lola worried sick.
Do you guys hear something?
Should have seen that coming.
Skunk! Yeah!
oh no, that's the one thing you shouldn't do when a skunk is actually present. Because when a skunk gets scared, oh shit.
Don't move! Don't move!
You're scaring her!
Can't see nothing through this smoke.
I'm surprised that Lola knew that if you scare a skunk, they will spray.
I'm calling animal control!
No! Please don't call animal control. I'll take the skunk back to where she belongs.
Wait! You're responsible for this? I had my money on Lana.
I'm sorry, I meant to laugh to just say, what a dumbass.
You're a fucking dumbass!
Survey says...
Ow! 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 That really hurt.
Oh, no. I brought Antoinette to school because I couldn't bear to part with her. But you were right, Lana. She needs to be in the wild. I was being selfish.
That is 100% not true, Lola. Remember how dumb you were in Prize Fighter? Even I call you dumb.
Yo, normally Lola would actually have her own selfish ways, but in this kind of scenario, she didn't feel too selfish.
I get it. I've had to release lots of furry friends in my day. But don't worry, you two can still hang out.
Yeah, do I even need to remind everybody about the episode that she did do that? So Lola returns Antoinette to the wild and actually does pay a friendly visit to her. You need to stop doing that, kid. It's really freaking me out.
Here, just because you're back in the wild doesn't mean you can't take care of yourself.
Get back here, little piggies! It's bottle feeding time!
When the hell and how the pigs actually get loose and what the hell are they actually doing here? You think some of them would have already been butchered and slaughtered by now if they got out.
Our own personal mud masks. Nature is classier than I thought.
Nature is wonderful.
I think I could end this review with a survey says, in a good way.
Survey says...
And even if you forget me, I know you won't forget that. You can't stay here, Scratch. You've got to go live your life.
Why you always gotta be right, Mal?
It's my curse.
Somebody to hold on to. It's nothing else to it.
That was the episode Love Stinks. I absolutely adore and love this episode. I think this is one of the best episodes that they actually ended with season 6. Especially when this episode is around Lola Loud, which is rare. Because there was a lot of things I actually loved in this episode, especially when it's in the case of Lola Loud, when most of her episodes are just phenomenally cute. Especially when she actually befriends a skunk that Lana actually found in the park, which likely she didn't approve of having a skunk around her in the first place. The humor was good, the execution was good, and the most thing I actually really love about this episode is the bond that Lola forms with Antoinette, treating her like the closest best friend that she never had. And I hope she's not really overlooking Melly, Cricket, or Claudette, because much likely I want to see most of these characters again in another Lola Loud episode. But when it comes to her skunky friend actually feeling so much better, she has to return to the wild, and this is where Lola becomes conflicted, which comes off really heartfelt. It even tries to hide her in the school locker, but Antoinette gets loose and Lola has to go and find her in the air vent, which I find is pretty humorous and amazing. And what's even more amazing with this episode is the fact that Lola and Lana are the only Loud siblings in this episode. This is an episode that patching things up should have been, just around Lola and Lana. I know Lola is the actual star of this episode, but Lana pops up every now and then. And I know there was a few recycled materials about don't judge a book by its cover or by its look. Or another trope I really hate, the lie reveal. But honestly, it doesn't drag too long, and much likely, it was actually a caring lie reveal. And I know that can be difficult and it can be hard to let someone go. I should know because I've actually been there before. Because I have been to 9 different schools and had to keep making new friends over and over again and letting some of my old friends go. But then again, I found most of my friends on Facebook. And this episode also had a bit of mix with Animal House, where Lana tries to hide a few exotic pets up into the attic because she did not want to let any of them go. And the same can be said about this episode of Lola and Antoinette. I don't know what the writers are doing in that studio, but somehow they're making us like Lana and Lola even more than Lincoln. Maybe probably because they have some better story development and have a lot of heartfelt moments. It does make our hearts tremble. And also, I don't think Liam was actually needed in this episode. I think somewhat they were just trying to shoehorn one of Lincoln's friends in, just to make us know that Lincoln is also part of the show, even though he never shows up in this episode. So much likely, if you like Lola and if you love animals, then this episode is a recommendation for you to watch. I just hope one day they can actually bring Antoinette back, especially if they have Lola, Melly, and Cricket in it. And this concludes about what I think of so much of this episode, and I will bring more of this up when I do my top 7 favorite Loud House episodes from season 6. Alright, Michael, take it away.
Let me stop you right there, save us both precious time. You've got to get through this, it's all on the line.
So this episode turned out to be way better than I originally expected. It was strange that of all the characters to love skunks, Lola would definitely be one of the last persons you would think that she's going to like skunks. And didn't she got sprayed by a skunk in season 2 Fool's Paradise? But anyways, it was still a really enjoyable episode, and the skunk and Lola do get along together. They had an exciting adventure together, but then they had to let things go. And yeah, I can definitely understand why Lola find it hard to let things go. I mean, myself had to move from my hometown LA to Portland for college. And it was very tough for me, but don't worry, I'm doing just fine. And then later in the episode, Lola learns that nature is actually a good thing after all. And hopefully we get to see Anne again, because I would love to see her again, because she is so cute. Now there are a few things that makes absolutely no sense. Sometimes people can smell the skunk, sometimes they can't. How the hell can people smell the skunk sometimes and other times they can't? It just makes no sense at all. And here's another thing that's kind of a similar problem. In the mall, they clearly see Anne, the skunk, and yet nobody is freaked out by her. But in the school, when they see Anne, everybody was freaking out because of her. Now, if there was one character that I couldn't stand in this episode, it was Lana. My god, she was so obnoxious in this episode. I mean, she was the one who brought the skunk home in the first place because she was sick, and yet didn't think about her family smelling the skunk. Hell, Lola is the only character who actually smelled the skunk. Everyone else just didn't for some reason. And you know, this is probably Lola's best episode she has had in 3 years. The last good Lola episode that I can think of was a Start and Snort. Is that how you even pronounce that episode? I think so. Because most of Lola episodes between that episode and this episode, her episodes have not really been that good. Is Lola back to her original character form? No, not quite yet, but she is getting close. But she was absolutely hilarious in this episode, like usual. And hopefully she learns in the future that nature is actually a good thing after all. And that's all I really have to say about this episode. Thank you, Loud House Critic, once again for inviting me to do another one of my favorite characters of the show, Lola Loud. I gotta do some stuff. See you guys next time. Goodbye, everybody, and have a great day.
Well then, not a bad result, Michael. I'm so glad you actually came this episode with me, because I know how much you like Lola Loud. This has been the Loud House Critic, and get ready to go into a world of pure imagination.